Hey everybody, Black and Ninja 797 here, and today's video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Call of Duty World War II in its current state and what I think would be great things that they could do to make it even better or just change the game, add a patch here and there, change a couple things, and just make the game overall better because we have a good baseline for a good Call of Duty. It's just that this thing is kind of like it's kind of like a dude that's hooked up to a life support machine that's just barely getting by. So I mean, this game is good, don't get me wrong, but it's got a lot of things that would really be detrimental to the game if they were not fixed anytime soon. But luckily though, Sledgehammer is working on it. They've been very vocal. They've been responding to the community a lot, and that's why I trust Sledgehammer. Even though they didn't necessarily bring it, with Advanced Warfare, they definitely brought it with World War II and the base game just in general. So I have faith in them. But these are some things that I would highly recommend that Sledgehammer address in a way that could make the game better and fix it overall for the majority of the community. Because my opinions, I would think that they would be the majority, and the majority always gets, taken care of most of the time over the minority. So hopefully Sledgehammer will fix these things and just make the game better. But let's talk about the first thing, and that is the sniper rifles. In my opinion, the sniper rifles are way too strong. I can respect everyone's opinions and agree that yes, if you are a sniper, by heart, if you have been used to sniping, you're going to do better with it, obviously. If you have used the sniper rifles a majority of the time, you're obviously going to do better. If you have the right attachments, you're going to do better. In general, if you just snipe a lot more, you're going to do better, and I can respect that. But there is times, though, when I get sniped, and it's not like a hard scope, and it's not like, a normal quick scope. That I kind of expect from Call of Duty. I get upset when it's a black scope, or when it's like a no scope across the map. And you may think that, sure, that just may take skill. But if I'm like, let's say theoretically, I get into a gunfight that's at SMG or shotgun range, if I'm in an SMG, range distance compared to a guy that's sniping, theoretically, I should be able to kill him because a sniper rifle user should not be able to kill someone that close with that gun. The gun is meant for far away. And I know it's a video game, but seriously, the fact that I can shove basically like my knife into someone's throat, or the shovel in this game, or I could throw a flashbang at them and they're basically blind, or I could spray them down with like 6 bullets from my submachine gun, and they just have to hit, left trigger, right trigger. That's just ridiculous. I could drop shot, and I could jump shot, and I could strafe, and there's nothing to escape that aim assist vortex. That thing's a black hole, dude. So if the sniper rifles could have the aim assist toned down, I don't think every sniper has it. I think the only ones that have it is the Lee Enfield and then the Carabin. I don't think that the Springfield or the Car 98 has it, but if they do, it seems a lot like it. I wouldn't be necessarily doubtful if they did have some form of aim assist. But if you can lower the damage, maybe slow down the fire rate, if there is no aim assist to nerf, then that would be good. The second thing, the thing that I would like to see fixed next is the grenades. The grenade spam is so bad. It's like MWR/COD 4 bad. It is like every single death, every single time that I end up getting into a war match is a grenade. Every single time I go into team deathmatch, every other death is a grenade. I swear, I never see any other grenade. I never see a flashbang. I never see smokes unless it's in war. It's just always the frag grenade, and they're way too strong. If you could nerf the blast radius, maybe the damage, so that way I don't have to be forced to run armored, I would be so happy. Because the fact that I have to basically run armored if I want to survive is ridiculous. And there's so much grenade spam that even if I ran armored, I'm just gonna die anyways. Because I think it only protects you from one, like Flak Jacket used to. But the next thing that I would like to see is that I would like to see a SMG buff. I know the SMGs were really strong in the beta, and now they're kind of like toned down for the actual game, but they're kind of too weak. The Type 100 can kind of hold its own, and I would say that the PPSH is okay, but the stuff like the WAF has way too much recoil. I know that's to contradict the fire rate, but maybe a little bit less. And then like the grease gun, maybe fire rate increase a little bit, but I'm not exactly sure. I mean, the developers would probably know what's best, but I rather would give suggestions instead of just saying just nerf it and not say how. And if you could also maybe nerf like a couple of other guns, like for example, like let's say the bar has like less damage, or like the STG has a little bit more recoil, because those guns, that's not necessarily that they're OP quote unquote yet, but they're really overused. And I just don't want them to be nerfed into the ground, but I also don't want to have it like where it's the bow on the ASM one from AW, where it's not even changed until after the life cycle of the game, you know? Now the next thing, a score streak buff, or multiple score streak buffs. Like, somewhere in the patch notes, please at some point make a score streaks, like, tune, or, like, score streaks buff. The streaks in this game are really, really underpowered. There's a couple that are obviously good. Obviously, the UAV and the counter UAV are pretty good, just because they're, you know, they're radar-based streaks. The glide bomb I really like. That doesn't need to be touched. It's like a Predator missile. The fighter pilot's okay. Maybe a little bit, like, I don't know, like, a little bit more damage. That way, if I hit somebody, it doesn't get hit markers as much. Because it's okay, but it could honestly use a buff. A lot of the aerial streaks, like mortar teams, like the barrage and stuff like that, that needs to have more of a... It needs to come down quicker or have a bigger splash damage radius, because the things get, like, no kills, like, every single time. Same case with the firebombing run. Like, I never get kills with any of the aerial strikes. Maybe make also the paratroopers, like, let's say, veteran bots instead of, like, regular recruit. I don't know what they're equivalent of, but they need to be a lot more stronger, because it seems like I only get, like, 5 kills in max. Care package and the ball turret gunner don't need to be touched. I don't think that you need to also touch the flamethrower, because that's okay. But in general, these are just some of the things that I would like to see changed. And the last thing I would like to see changed is just the map design. For the future DLC of this game, because I probably actually might spend my time buying the DLC, because I might want to get interested in the zombies maps, and that also means I'll get the multiplayer maps. If I'm trying to get the zombies map, I don't want it to make it so that way when I get the multiplayer maps, I can't turn them off. If you can make a disable DLC feature if they're bad, Sledgehammer, just by simply hitting a button, that'd be great. Anyways, guys, this is today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Peace.